Grand evening, all. What's up? What's up? Welcome back to Golden Keys Life Coaching. Um, a lot of people call their YouTube messages blackout messages when their face is not there. But I'm going to call this one a whiteout message because hopefully what I'm getting ready to say will enlighten someone. Okay? Um, it's not about me. I don't really want to show my face right now. I just want the message to be heard. Forgive me because I have not been able to really be on here that much. I'm in, doing some things with school and work right now that I'm trying to get through. So, my channel is kind of a little neglected for a second, but I'll get back to it. But this particular message, I do want to get this one out. So, for all of you who do not wish me well, I am not showing my face because, again, this is not, I just want the words to be focused on and not, any visuals. But I'm not showing my face because I'm fucked up in some kind of way. like I know a few of you are hoping I'm not ugly. I didn't gain 50 pounds. My face ain't fucked up. So all that, you couple people that like to troll and wish those things, it's none of those things. I'm still sitting pretty, um, doing very well and feeling good. Okay. So and in fact, I would actually go ahead and have you just jump on off of here, because this is really not a troll moment for you. So, anywho, I would like to, I don't know, let's just kick it. Let's just chop it up for a minute. Um, I want people to understand something, okay? Where it comes to this so-called, because it's actually an illusion, this battle of good and evil, okay? Now, my background is a preacher's kid. I was raised in a church. I did ministry for many years. However, I do not subscribe to religion anymore. And I've explained in other videos why, so I'm not going to go into that. My spiritual path has been very lucrative and positive for me. So this is what I'm going with. But let's talk about an interesting topic of selling your soul. How do you sell your soul to the devil? I know you've heard those terms before, especially when it comes to like celebrities and things like that. Um, so let's talk about how you do that. Because a lot of people feel like it's this grand ceremony. You got candles lit, you got to be a witch or a warlock, and you got to worship the devil, and you got to have these 666 everywhere and these pictures. That's Hollywood, okay? Don't let Hollywood trick your mind into seeing something that's hidden in plain sight, okay? Devil worship and selling your soul has nothing to do with props and symbols and all those things. It's actually quite deeper than that. And many of you have sold your soul and don't even know it. So I'm going to probably, you know, take it subject by subject because, we can sell our soul to the devil in many ways. Okay. Um, and it's just interesting. I do not do those things anymore. And I am definitely grateful that I have learned to have the gift of goodbye, um, the gift of the art of detachment when necessary. And I'm glad I have finally understood what the hell it means to love yourself first, right? I do not get in certain situations anymore because I finally learned to love myself first, okay? So it's always down to, is it going to be me or you? And I'm going to choose me, okay? Especially if it's something that I know intuitively you are bringing to harm me or my family, my children, or whatever. I've actually had many people sell their soul to me, in the past couple years. But I'm going to explain to you how you do that. How do you sell your soul to the devil? How do you get yourself locked outside of your own consciousness? Okay? I'm going to say that one more time. How do you get yourself locked outside of your own consciousness? Because once you do that, your consciousness is now open for different spirits to come in and operate within you. And many people don't even know when they came on in. And they've been moving to the beat of the drum of these entities and not their own self, which is their higher self, their God self, you know. And they think they are doing good and doing what's right when in fact you're doing the complete opposite. That's the trickery of it, right? Duh. The devil is a trickster, okay? And if you don't know the devil very well, this is what happens because people that are super religious are afraid to get to know the devil. And so, since you're afraid to know the devil knows that. So, if you don't know who the devil is, you don't know how the devil works, and you don't understand how the devil moves. So, you can easily become partnered with the devil and not even know it. So, selling your soul, what does that mean? So, let's start. I'm going to start with, let me think. And a lot of people are actually predestined to this. If you have issues, if you have issues with um, being very controlling, you automatically open yourself up to a soul contract with the devil without realizing it. Okay, people that don't allow other people to live their life as they so choose, and actually actively do things and behaviors to try to turn a person's behavior to what you want it to be or how you think it should go for their life, you open yourself up to that contract. Okay, so I like to talk about religion because that was one of the biggest turning points in my life when I had let that go. You know, like I said, I was raised in the church. I actually was a children's minister for some time. You know, I'm a preacher's kid, all those things, or was a preacher's kid, all those things. And I no longer am, and I'm grateful that I'm not. Um, but I think there is, I want to say, because, I don't, the Bible is a man made book, okay, written by biblical scholars, but there are some things that I still remember. They're just ingrained in me. And I want to say, for my churchgoers that like to troll my channel, they actually, you can't stand me, but you keep watching me for some reason. So that's fine. But, somewhere in First Thessalonians, look it up for yourself. It says something about how um, each of you know, each of you know how to possess his, let me see, what is that scripture? Let me think. Each of you know how to possess his own vessel in sanctification and honor. Basically saying, handle yourself accordingly. Each of you know how to do this. Your own is the key. Your own. Not nobody else's sanctification, honor, nobody else's vessel. It didn't say possess somebody else's vessel and turn them so they can do what you feel like they need to do for sanctification and honor. It doesn't say that you are supposed to possess somebody else's vessel so that you can make them do what you say that they're supposed to do. If everybody is supposed to do a certain thing the same exact way, and this is where religion kind of messes with our minds and it brainwashes us, and we take this stuff into our everyday living. If everybody is supposed to get to their higher self or their higher power the same exact way, but we're all individual. There's billions of people in the world. You mean to tell me God is not creative enough to find different ways for billions of people to get to it? To be able to reach God, to be able to reach that full knowledge of whatever it is that there's all these individual people with all these individual strands of DNA personalities, characteristics, lineages. Everybody's supposed to walk the same, talk the same, eat the same, worship the same, read the same, live the same, choose this kind of mate the same, choose this kind of job the same. Don't you think that's kind of like cult behavior? Cults do that. In a cult, people require you. No, in a cult, not people, but in a cult, you are required to do everything uniformly, do everything the same, and do it the same way and get there through the same road. That does not sound right. When there's billions of people in this world with individual differences, you mean to tell me your God is that square that your God couldn't find up more than one way for people to enter into that realm? To be, come on now, let's think about that. Come on, come on, come on. That don't make sense. And nowhere in your Bible does it tell you that that is required. This is some stuff, man. This is some stuff y'all came up with. Okay, you know, and I don't believe in cult behavior. Even culture, the word, in the culture. I'm an African American. It'll say, black culture, white culture, Asian culture. But how much do you subscribe to that culture? Because all of us are not the same. We don't do things the same way. You know what I'm saying? And the root word of culture is cult. So when you transcend your thinking in a certain way, you even transcend your culture in a way. Because, and I didn't say leave it behind, I said you transcend it because you're not like them. We are not the same. Everybody should not be required to think the same, dress the same. Like, come on. How boring is that? Like, you mean tell me God is that boring? Man, get out of here with that. I'm good. So, but what that breeds is a signal to your subconscious brain to control people, control destinies, control outcomes. And that is where you start writing your contract with the devil. Okay? You ever seen, I'm going to take parents for an example, and I'm so glad that I'm not this parent. You ever seen a parent, and a lot of times mothers have a tendency to do this, especially single moms. You ever seen a parent who just will not allow their adult child to grow up? You know what I'm saying? Or you have these parents that require their children to, when they grow up, they got to go to a specific college. They got to go to, they have to get into a certain career field. It's like the child never had a choice to begin with. They have to follow this line that's already preset for them by mere mortal men, their parents, who are themselves imperfect. Why not love that child, which gives them liberation to find their own path, and you just support them along the way? How miserable is that if you were destined in this world to be a teacher, but for whatever reason, your family does not think that's good enough. And they don't think it's good enough because of an experience that they had, okay, before you even came along. And everybody just keeps adopting that same thing and passing it down and passing it down and passing it down as truth. And nobody stops to say, why do I have to be a teacher? Like, I mean, why can't I be a teacher? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is that? Nobody stops and asks questions like, hey, y'all, why do we all think this way? Why do we believe what we believe and think where did this come from? Who gave us this thought process? And is it true? And is it still true? Because it may have been true back then, but the world we live in today, it's not true anymore. And humans, we evolve, we change. So you have to change, you have to evolve. And some old paradigms and belief systems have to fall away, okay? So how miserable is that for you to be destined, just take the example to be a teacher. Your people are like, no, that's not good enough. You have to be this, you have to be that. And you actually follow that. Like, that is a miserable feeling. When you know deep in your heart, I'm supposed to lead others, I'm supposed to teach, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. I'm not, but you allow people to direct your path. But the people that's directing your path, shame on them. That is control. And so let's say, let's take relationships, because I had a relationship like this before. I had to leave a relationship because this particular person's family is super religious, don't understand my background, never sought to even get to know me, first of all. Know nothing about me. All they know is what they might have heard, but no one's had the balls to actually come and have a conversation with me. All they know is they see this thing, they see that, they don't understand it, so they immediately fear me. So then they go to attack me, but the person I was with did not defend me either. So he in turn sold his soul to his family. Okay, there's a first example. You don't empower yourself, or you don't have the wherewithal to stand on your own 2 feet and respectfully say, you know what, I care for y'all, I love y'all, however, this is what it is, right? That's how you sell. In that instance, you just sold your soul to your family. In that instance, your family, because they're standing in the way of your love relationships or your career path, and they will do whatever it takes to make sure you live your life the way they feel you should live it. They just sold their soul to you. Your soul is not yours anymore, because everything you do, everything you think, you breathe, you move is motivated by stopping this or stopping that. You've given yourself over to it. So now you just sold your soul to it. And if you feel like God is outside of you, that's not God. That's not how God works. Okay? God is love, and love conquers all, and love liberates people. It does not confine people. It does not control people. It liberates. Okay? I am so glad I learned these things before my children got too old, too much older, because I do worry about them sometimes. I have adult children. I still have a small children, and beautiful children. I mean, I got some golden eggs and I'm so blessed. But I worry about them sometimes, but I cannot allow that worry to get in the way of what I know, that they have a destiny and they have their own path that they have to follow. They're going to have to make mistakes. They're going to have to do things that went against what me and maybe their fathers have taught them, because that's how they're going to learn. Okay? Now, if I feel like someone's life is in danger, then yeah, I have to step in. However, even at that point, there's still only so far I can go with them after a certain age. Whatever you want to do, if it makes you happy, do it. If you change your mind later and say, well, I don't want to do, then change your mind. Just be happy and stay connected to a higher source that you know is higher than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand it. I'm having a hard time understanding it. You know what I'm saying? But this is how you sell your soul. You are so motivated to doing something that has nothing to you're so motivated to affect a decision that's not yours to make. You're so, embedded and enmeshed into someone else's life. You sell your soul to that. And so it's like, well, what is going on with you? What's going on with your life, your spirituality, are you sure you're in good standing? All in the background, you're so focused over here that your shit is just falling apart behind you. Are you sure that's what God told you to do? If you're one of those people that still believe that God is outside of you. As soon as you step into that role to attempt to control someone, to the point that you would do something that, and all of us have this innate ability to discern what's right and what's wrong. If you've gotten to the point where you don't care who you have to step on, who you have to hurt, you don't care if your child is hurt, you're going to make sure that this gets done and it gets done this way, you're not working with God no more. God been stepped outside of that. That right there is the devil. Who's telling you to do what you do? Who's moving your actions? Who's moving your thoughts? If you hear something, say, okay, well, you know what? We don't like him. We don't want her with him. This is what we gonna do. Let's do this and let's do that. Where did you get those instructions from? That's not from if you still think God is outside of you, those instructions did not come from God. There's spirits all around us every day that we cannot see. All right? And so when you start getting that little whisper in your ear that pss, 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 well, this what you do, and this what you do, and I know it may not be right, but that's my child, and that's my baby, and it did, and that's possession. So now you're possessing. Let me tell you something. Our kids don't belong to us. Okay? We are only stewards over what the universe has given us. Okay? But they don't belong to us. They belong to the Creator. They belong to the universe. They only belong to us in this 3D realm, and only for a short period of time, because they have to become adults and then they have to belong to themselves. So once you start moving like that, that's my son, or that's my daughter, and I'm gonna do this, and I don't care what it takes, and I don't care who I got to step on, and that's too bad. And then you see that your child is hurting because you're forcing them to make a decision that you know they don't want to make because you think it's the right thing to do, but there's this little small voice in the back of your mind that's like, this ain't right. You need to just stop. But you don't. Because you got that other little voice whispering, psst, psst, psst. No, this is what we're going to do. Where do you think those instructions came from? Those are not your instructions. Those are the instructions from the underworld telling you what to do to separate you from your child even further, because resentfulness is going to creep in. Okay? It's the underworld explaining to you how to trick your own self. Okay, to make you think you're still doing the work of the Lord, and you are not. Okay, because none of those characteristics belong to God at all. And if you're a person that believes that you are God and God is within you, none of those traits belong to your higher self. Those are lower vibrational behaviors. The lower vibrational behaviors belong to the underworld. Okay? So you're in partnership with the underworld. You're in partnership with the devil. You just made a contract with the devil. Every single action and thought that you take to try to possess and control someone else, especially another adult. And we're going to get to relationships in this too. You're not an ally of God anymore. That's all the work of the devil. And the devil is clever and very intelligent, because the devil knows that you think you're working over here when in fact you're working like this shit is cold. The devil is cold at what he do. And y'all just follow right along in it and think, oh no, because this. And then when it all falls down and all this, you get stripped naked, you realize, oh damn. So it was really me all this time. Yeah. And now you got all these consequences and this karma you've built up, and shit is just blowing up around you. Possibly you've gotten exposed because people know what the hell you really been doing and what kind of person you really are. And then that's when the devil comes back and laughs at you like, ha 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 ha. You thought blah, 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 blah. Real talk, I don't fuck with you. And just drops your ass like a $2 hoe. And now you just sitting there looking up at God or looking at yourself like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? You ever do something real grimy to somebody and not, and then later be like, why the fuck did I just do that to this person? Or why did I do that to him? Why would I do that to her? Why did I say that to him? Why did I say that to her? What the hell was I thinking? Because at some point you got locked outside of your own consciousness. You made that deal with the devil. You agreed to sell your soul to make this happen. And once that soul left, and the devil said, okay, cool, let me get that. This is what we gonna do. Blase skip. But it's always temporary. So when it doesn't last and all of a sudden the blinders is taken off your eyes and you realize, shit, I'm actually an enemy of God. Now you got consequences you got to deal with. And then again, the devil leave you sitting there looking stupid. Because at some point you lost focus. Your focus was over here so tough, while on this end, the rug was actually about to be pulled from up under you. That's the trick of the enemy right there. And it's the coldest shit ever. And I'm so sorry, but you got to respect the devil a little bit for that. Because at the end of the day, when you really look at it, the devil actually made you hang yourself. The devil actually made you expose yourself. When you did not answer your own call to do the right thing, which is your higher self or God telling you to do the right, let go. Love conquers all. Come as you are. All things are possible. Let it go. Focus on me and you and our relationship. Trust and believe. Have faith. All that good shit. When you refuse that voice, because remember, God does not seek to control people like that. God, if you still believe God is outside yourself, God is going to tell you, this is not right. You're going to hear that small voice. Did blah, blah, skip. You need to tell the truth. You need to be honest. Or you need to stop being afraid and go ahead and do this. But God is only going to say it once. Maybe twice. You may hear it. Or your higher self is going to warn you once, maybe twice. But that's it. If you continue to go with that low vibrational behavior and that feeling and that weird shit you want to do, that's really based on trauma that you're trying to put on somebody else because you got some shit within you that's fucked up that you don't want to acknowledge. So now you want to turn that outward and fuck with other people, including your own children. That's when God backs up like, okay, all right. I can't control you because I've let you, again, I gave you to yourself. You are your own for your own sanctification and honor. You're not waiting on me. You're the image of me already. So I've given you everything you need in this lifetime. Just do it. But you don't want to listen. You ignore your own intuition. You ignore your own innate ability to tell right from wrong, good from bad. I don't control people. God doesn't control people. Your higher self is not going to control you like that. It's always free will to choose. But since you didn't choose God, you didn't choose your higher self, you chose your lower self. So now the underworld can partner with you and y'all can get this shit done. You just sold your soul for the sake of controlling others. If you allow this to happen, if you let me take my son or my daughter off their path, if you let me break up this relationship or this marriage, if you let me get this person fired, thank you, because I got what I wanted. You sure did, and I got your soul. Thank you too, says the devil. You refuse to give up fear. Oh, I don't know what happened. I don't know. But you say you love God, or you say you spiritual. You believe in your higher self. You say you're healed. You say you're not afraid. You say you're spiritual. Then why are you so scary still? What is you scared of? If you're reading your Bible and you're saying, for these religious, churchgoers, if you reading your Bible and it says, fear not, for I am with thee. What is you scared of? Why is it scary to you for somebody else to live the life the way they fucking want to? It's telling you to fear not, I am with thee. But yet you're so scared that, oh my God. So if your son or your daughter marries this person, what the fuck does that mean to you? What that got to do with you and your relationship? What does that have to do with you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And if you say you are this and you that, okay, so let them marry that. Why are you so scared? What are you scared of? Of what? What's what? That's what God is asking. That's what your higher self is saying. You know, so your higher self is saying, let's do this. Relocate. Move to that state. So what you don't know nobody? So what you don't have family there? So what? I have abundance here for you. What I have for you is over here. What I have for you, I need you to meet this person because this person has the keys to what I want to give you. But if you don't move your feet, I can't give it to you. But I don't know. I don't got no family there. But your family ain't even doing nothing for you here though. That's the thing. Where you currently are, they're doing absolutely nothing for you. But you stop your life for them. If you truly believe in that abundance, then you'll have the money to come visit. You'll have the money to bring your family to you if you need to. You know what I'm saying? But oh, no. I can't leave. Oh, no. You sure you spiritual? You sure you ain't play pimping out here? You sure you love God and you read your word or whatever? Are you sure? Because he's saying all faith and no fear, but for whatever reason, you scared to move your feet. You can't possibly believe the way you saying you do. So now you just sold your soul over to fear. You and fear have a contract. Not faith. You and fear have a contract. Okay? God has nothing to do with fear. Your higher self has nothing to do with fear. Fear is the opposite of love. Love conquers everything, and love is God. Your higher self is God for my spiritual people. That's the opposite of fear. Those two cannot exist. You cannot say you believe in this, or I know I'm this and I'm healed, but you too scared for somebody else to live their life the way they want to, or you're too scared to do something different. Because you've been brainwashed with that cult, C-U-L-T type behavior, your church culture or your black culture or your Asian culture says you can't do this and do that. You can honor tradition and still step outside of your culture to be an individual. You can do that. It's okay. Relationships. I can say I have been married before, and I've had many relationships that were definitely failed. I've had some where in the beginning of my lifetime, because I was breeded in that religious atmosphere, I had an issue with control. And then I understood, after a couple of relationships where I had children with these people that, okay, I had to stop and examine myself, like, what is the deal here? It can't always be their fault, April. What are you doing to that you keep attracting this type of a person to yourself? And I realized some of what, I've had some assholes, but some of what them assholes was saying was actually true about me. I did take the time to say, you know what? He wasn't shit, all that. But on the other end, sometimes this motherfucker knew what he was talking about. He was right. I do stuff like that, and it's fucked up. And control was one of them. But I had a parent like that. Hold on, let me take a drink of my coffee. Excuse me. But I had a parent like that. So I had to really work through reprogramming my thinking around those sorts of things. So I don't seek to control people in relationships no more. Okay, I understand that if I truly love someone, I need to liberate them. Love liberates, it does not cage people in. And then my relationships, like with my children, are much more harmonious when I love them from a liberation standpoint and not a standpoint like I want to cage them in. I've learned I can protect them without caging in their individuality. Okay? Because when we do that to our kids, it's still fear. You're in contract with fear. You've sold your soul to fear. That is the devil. That is the devil. Okay? Your fears are being projected onto your children, so you're not allowing them to live and explore and be themselves because you scared of something. But what you're scared of, some of the kids, they're like, what are you talking about? Now, of course, we got things like real life danger, things as a parent we have to be cognizant of with our sons and our daughters, especially if you're an African American and you got sons. We know how the police is. It doesn't matter what your culture is. You know how we is with our daughters. Like, of course, those things, yes. But some people get too far with it, and it goes into the way into the adult years. Like, I remember knowing a lady who her mom, literally, she was in her 50s, and this woman could not make her own decisions still without her mother. What is that? That is not normal, people. That's not. It's not. I don't want my kids to be that dependent on me as an adult. I really don't. Because as parents, we have to leave here one day. We're going to die. And I'm so sorry for those of you that like to troll my channel and was, hoping I was dead already, and I'm not. Surprise, bitches, I'm still here, okay? But we all have to leave here at some point. You do your children a grave you do them a grave disservice by not teaching them independence and to stand on their own 2 feet and to make sound decisions, to trust themselves and love themselves, because you're not going to be here. So you want to make sure when you do leave here that they are okay. Okay? They don't dip into a deep depression and can't come out of it, and this star athlete or this beautiful queen, all of a sudden is a drug addict because her dad done died, her mom done died, she can't function. Like, don't do that. Don't do that to your kids. Don't do that to them. That is terrible. That is awful. Okay? So, in relationships, when you try to control people, you sell your soul to the devil when you do that. You know what I'm saying? You're no longer living for yourself. You've forgotten yourself. You're so busy trying to control this woman here. So let's say she's a successful woman, because I get this a lot. A lot of men get upset when they can't control me. But that's the thing. If you stop trying to, then you might actually be able to. But anyway, that's a whole other subject. Certain women, some of us are just built a certain way because of our upbringing. A lot of women, that own their own businesses. They work for themselves. They have companies. They're CEOs. They're business women. They're nurses. They're doctors. They're managers. Like, they are successful women. And let's say she falls in love with this man. He's successful, but maybe he doesn't have as much as her, or maybe he does. It doesn't matter. But something in him feels like her success is a threat to him and his success. And so he dedicates himself to finding ways to control her. Or his success, she's insecure. Instead of dealing with her own insecurities, whatever he does, maybe he has to be around a lot of women. She's insecure, so she dedicates herself to knocking him down every chance she gets when he's in his celebratory mode, because she wants to keep him in this fucked up state of mind so that, he not going to want to look at another woman if I keep him down, if I keep him like this and this, if I keep him fucked up and feeling bad about himself and letting him know that money don't mean shit. She's dedicating herself to controlling him, which means she just sold her soul to the devil. Instead of partnering with him, dealing with what's inside of her, okay, communicating and being honest and say, hey, I'm feeling a little insecure right now. Okay. Instead of doing those things, she behind the scenes doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking with him with her girlfriends, making him look bad in front of his homies and stuff, so that he don't get respect. If he get respect at work, at least he ain't gonna get no respect over here. Like, that is the devil for sure. Nothing about that rings love. Nothing about that rings God. Nothing about that rings your higher self. Nothing about that breeds harmony. That is lower energy, lower vibrational energy. That is the devil. And because you've dedicated yourself to dismantling this man's spirit because you don't like his success or you scared another woman gonna look at him, you just sold your soul for that cause. You sold your soul for that cause. And so when the contract with the devil was going on and now you got to give him back what he allowed you to take from this man, now all hell is breaking loose in your world and it's all poor me. No. You asked for this. You asked for this. You did a contract because before you started this, something in you, there's nothing you can tell me different. Something in you. There was this small, still voice that said, you know what, this ain't right. We probably shouldn't do this. You know you got some issues, but you just keep going. So again, your higher self, your God self, your Godhead, your Kether, if you understand the tree of life, your Kether and your Bina, you ignore those things. You ignore God. So God steps back. Again, because control is not that's not something that God does. That's not something your higher self does. That's not something that's even room for at the top of the tree of life where your Godhead sits. So now the devil's like, oh, cool. So, I'm up next? Okay, cool. So listen, this is what we gonna do. And then the shit works and you're like, okay, cool, let's do that again. Really? Okay. Well, if you want to work with me, I give you this. You got to give me that. Is that cool? You like cool. I feel powerful right now. Fuck it. Let's do it. Good. Sell me your soul, bitch. Sell me your soul, homie. Let me get that. And then when the contract is up, the devil's like, you stupid. I'm done playing with you. Drop you off. Boop. Now you looking stupid. But I thought I was doing the right thing. But I thought, but then. My baby daddy told me a long time ago, everything after but is bullshit. Everything after but is bullshit. So selling your soul ain't got nothing to do with candles, altars. You know, some people go extravagant to do those things. But that's not what this is just really is. You know, with celebrities, when they are willing to go against their own principles and do things that they know innately are not right, but they know they have to do it for the sake of the industry, that's how they sell their soul to the industry. There's no need to put on a robe and light a candle and get the cup and pour blood in it and vampires is coming out the ceilings and bats. No. It's called hidden in plain sight. Hollywood has come up with all these little things to fog up your thinking of what looks like what. So when the real thing is presented to you, you don't even see it or recognize it because that's not what your mind has been programmed to show you. The church, you know, your little pastors say, "Oh, the devil come in many forms," blah blah blah. But for whatever reason, you got this thing in your mind that angelic being that can present itself as an angel of light, but is actually the devil, is actually your motherfucking ass. Just because you don't see a black candle, you don't see this and that, and all you see is crosses, that don't mean your ass ain't it. You're the devil. You're just hidden in plain sight. Because once you start talking and tell people what you do and what you about, there it is right there. and you continuously do things that you know innately deep down inside is not right, you refuse to apologize, you refuse to change your behavior. So that's where your Bible tells you, it turns you over to that reprobate mindset when you refuse to stop. That's you getting locked outside of your own consciousness. So now the devil can invite more spirits in to help you get this bullshit accomplished. But I'm telling you, while you think you doing this and this is popping, you are being fucking destroyed in the background, and the devil and the little imps is fucking laughing at you. Like, you idiot. I'm the one giving you these instructions. It's not even you anymore, because you stopped listening to yourself a long time ago. You stopped listening to the instruction of your higher self and God a long time ago. Bruh, it's been me and you for the last 13 years. Me, you, me, the devil, you. Baby girl, it's been me and you for the last 10 years getting this shit done. What you mean? Now you can't think straight. Y'all, it clicks. When something happens and you need somebody, you're like, damn, if this person was around, I would have. No. You sold your soul for the sake of running that person off. Remember? You didn't want them. You didn't want him. You couldn't have. Not acting like that. You let the devil tell you this was the way to get him. But the devil was actually telling you this is the way to lose him. And your dumb ass was following it. Now you sitting there looking stupid like, damn, why did I do that? Why would I do him like that? Why would I do her like that? She was good peoples, man. She ain't never did nothing to me. Because you sold your soul for the sake of destroying that person. Jealousy and envy is the same way. You got that one chick that just can't stand to see you doing well, because I got many motherfuckers like that. Many. I cut off a whole lot of people because there was a calling for me that I had to answer to, and these people was doing the same shit every day, all day. They just stuck in this raggedy ass cycle, man. Don't nobody want to do nothing different. They don't want to see nothing different. They don't want to explore. They don't want to grow. They don't want to expand. So you got to leave that kind of shit behind and let motherfuckers talk. I don't care. I give no fucks. Because let me tell you something. When your shit is fucked up, they going to talk about you. When your shit is not fucked up, they going to talk about you. When you not in your purpose, they're going to talk about you. When you in your purpose, they're going to talk about you. So you might as well just do what the fuck you got to do. Because it doesn't fucking matter. Somebody's going to have something to say. Somebody going to lie. Somebody going to have something to say. That's what they're programmed to do. But if I was, just taking me for an example, if I wanted to control somebody, I would fight back. No, we going back and forth. I don't control people. If this is what you want to do with your time, you do that. This is what I'm going to do with my time. When you get into relationships with people, you support your mate. You love your mate. You help guide them, but you do not control them. Just because you're married, they are still an individual person. Let them be them. And if you can't do that, why did you marry the person? That means you don't really like who they are. What was the point of that? That was stupid. Work relationships. This set of coworkers are so focused on what these people over here doing, they're not paying attention to their own shit. And then when the promotions come out, it's given over here, and you're like, damn. Because you sold your soul to the sake of trying to sabotage this other person, you wasn't paying attention to your own shit. It was that important to you to sabotage somebody else, to the fact that you became so obsessed with it, you sold your soul to it. You're so obsessed with bringing down, you know what I'm saying, your baby mama or your baby daddy, and you just can't stop. And every time he dates somebody else, you got to be right in the middle of every goddamn thing. Instead of minding your business and go raise your child, you right there. You sold your soul to your baby daddy, but I thought you hated him. You try to kill your baby mama for this reason, and you don't want her to be with no other nigga, and she can't be with no other man, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to dedicate myself to stopping everything she try to do. You just sold your soul to your baby mama. Wow. And so God, if you're a believer that God is still outside of you, God is looking at you like, damn, you are really lost. You have really lost your way. But I'll be here when you come back. If you make it back. If you don't kill your body next, because you've already killed your soul for this woman. You've already killed your soul for this man. You've already killed your soul to control your children. I'm hoping your body makes it, you know what I'm saying, before you can turn this shit around. I'll be here. And only the universe knows how much time we got left on this earth. So some people, the universe is looking down like, well, shit, you only got about 6 more years. I hope you get this right. I'm not going to make you do anything. I've given you the gift of free will. And so I give you this gift, and this is what you choose to do with it. Okay, go ahead. But that's how we need to be with our relationships as well, and our children. I'm giving you the gift of love. I'm giving you the gift of companionship. I'm giving you the gift of sex. I'm giving you, relationship, not our kids, relationships. I'm giving you the gift of good parenting. I'm giving you the gift of good provision. I'm doing the best I can. You know what I'm saying? But if you still want to be an ungrateful little motherfucker and do this and do that, go ahead. Because when they come arrest your little ass, you're 19 now. You're 20. You're 25 now. I'm not coming to get you. I can't come get you. They're not going to. Your mama, your daddy's not in this anymore. You forgot about that part. You wasn't raised like this, but this is what you want to do. Okay, cool. You feel me? Like, people, you sell your soul in many ways to the devil, and people do it every day and don't realize it. You got to look yourself in the mirror. Is my soul still my own? Am I locked outside of my own consciousness? Am I in connection? Am I in partnership with fear? If so, you're in partnership with the devil. Absolutely. What are we doing here? A lot of people fear what they don't understand. So they see something and all of a sudden they just, this. They make their own assumption, their judgment, and they run with it. Take off. You just sold your soul to ignorance. You destroy yourself. Like I said, I still remember some scriptures. Was it Hosea 4:6? For lack of knowledge, my people are destroyed. Because you didn't know. You didn't seek to try to find out. You didn't seek to understand. You didn't destroy nothing or nobody but yourself. So if anybody wants instructions on how to sell your soul to the devil, there they are. There they are. As soon as you cannot let a person be their individual self and accept them as they are, accept the decision that they are choosing to make, and that bothers you to the point that now that person's choices and decisions and lifestyle or whatever is moving you to act in a certain way, boom, you just activated the devil energy. And now the devil like, what's up? I'm here. What you want to do with this? Okay, well, give me that soul. We'll get it done. Then all of a sudden, them scales is taken off your eyes and you're like, fuck, what did I just do? Why did I turn that job down? Why didn't I just move when I had the chance to? Why didn't I be with this person when I had the chance to? Now your kids don't talk to you no more. I should have just been supportive and kept my mouth shut. And that's the point where the devil be like, you dummy. Look at you. And usually when you sell your soul and then that contract with the devil ends, you're going to be in a bit of a pickle for quite some time. That job opportunity is probably not going to come back again. If it does, it's going to be a very long time. The opportunity to move to another city, another state, a better load, whatever, it's probably going to be a minute before that comes back around again. You're going to have to stay stuck where you are for a minute. You delayed yourself. You mess up a relationship, you probably will never meet somebody like that again, or it's going to be a very long time before you do. You'll probably never get that again. If you do, like I said, it's going to be a minute. And by then, you've aged. And who knows if that person going to even want your ass at that point. You all broke down and old now. Don't come over here with your hip replacement and all that kind of stuff. You know, your family member or somebody, you know, they got this big business and now they can employ the family. They can keep the legacy in the family. But because your jealous ass decided to do some fuck shit, you're left out of that inheritance. And more than likely, that's one of those situations where you're going to have to just come back another lifetime and try that again with a whole new family. Not to say that forgiveness is not on the table for everybody. Absolutely, forgive. But that don't mean you have to deal either. I forgive you, but I don't have to deal with you either. You stay over there, I stay over here. It's cool, we good. Friendships, work relationships. You know, why did I do that? Because I could have talked to this person for a reference. But, you know, we was beefing and oh, my homeboy, he done started his own business and blah, blah, skip, and I done seen him on the TV now, and but you know what, you can't, because, you know, you got to go back to the time when you stole all that fucking money from him that he had stashed that he was trying to build his business with. He forgave you, but he don't fuck with you. You ain't gonna get no friend like that again that would have put you on. If so, it's going to be a very long time. And by then, your reputation might have gotten around. So, probably won't happen. I always say the greatest opportunities are the ones that we miss. So, those are your instructions on how to sell your soul to the devil. If you were wondering, that's how you do it. And that's it. I don't know why that was laid on my heart to share with you all. But it just was. So I'm going to go back to minding my business, taking care of my life and my children, and getting this school stuff finished, and then I'll be back, whether you like it or not. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Grace and peace to you.